Hey there, curious minds. Ever wondered what's the buzz about bees? Well, get ready to dive into the incredible world of these tiny creatures, because today we've got some mind-blowing bee facts for you. And hey, did you know there's a surprising reason you should think twice before taking a dip to escape a bee encounter? Stick around and we'll unveil that secret later on. I'm thrilled to be your guide on this exciting journey into the world of bees. Before we jump into the juicy details, let's take a quick trip back in time to explore the history of these incredible insects. Bees, those little pollinators we often take for granted, have actually been around for millions of years. Ancient civilizations, like the Egyptians and the Greeks, held bees in high regard, considering them symbols of royalty and divine order. But it wasn't until the 17th century that humans began to truly understand the intricate workings of a beehive. Now let's dive into some unheard bee facts that'll make your brain do a happy dance. Did you know that bees are running a matriarchal society? That's right. In a beehive, it's the queen bee who rules the roost. She's the heart of the colony, laying thousands of eggs daily. The worker bees, mostly females, are the real powerhouses, collecting nectar and pollen, maintaining the hive, and even dancing to communicate with their fellow workers. Talk about girl power. Hold on to your beekeeper hats, because this next fact will leave you in awe. Bees have their very own version of a dance party, and it's called the waggle dance. When a worker bee discovers a prime nectar source, she does a little shimmy and wiggles in a figure-8 pattern. This isn't just for fun, it's actually a detailed way of sharing information about the location of that sweet nectar stash with her hive mates. Imagine if humans had dance moves to share directions. Bees are like nature's artists, and they see the world in a way that's completely different from us. While we humans have trichromatic vision, we see 3 primary colors. Bees are tetrachromats, which means they see 4 primary colors. They can detect ultraviolet light, which leads them straight to those vibrant, pollen-rich flowers. So next time you see a flower, remember that bees are seeing much more than meets the human eye. Prepare to be amazed, because bees are not just about pollination, they're also temperature control experts. When the weather gets chilly, bees huddle together in the hive, forming a living blanket to keep the temperature cozy for their queen and the brood. On the flip side, when it's scorching outside, worker bees fan their wings to create a breeze and maintain a comfortable hive temperature. It's like they're running their own little bee spa. And now, for the grand reveal! Why should you think twice before taking a dive to escape a bee attack? Those tiny insects that evoke a mix of fascination and, let's admit it, a bit of anxiety. But fear not, because we're here to set the record straight about a common misconception involving bees and water. You know that old belief that if you jump into a pool or lake, bees can't reach you? Well, buckle up, because the truth might surprise you. We've all heard stories of people seeking refuge from a bee swarm by taking a dip in the water, thinking they're safe. After all, bees can't swim, right? Technically, that part is true. Bees won't follow you into the water. However, their strategy is a bit more patient and persistent than you might expect. According to insect behaviorist Justin Schmidt, who has a treasure trove of knowledge on the subject, bees are known to wait it out when you're underwater. They won't dive in after you, but they're smart. Bees are attracted to carbon dioxide, which you release in tiny bubbles as you breathe underwater. These little carbon dioxide bubbles essentially give away your location. The bees hang around, biding their time, just waiting for you to resurface. A real-life scenario is as chilling as it gets. Schmidt recounted a tale of a man who sought refuge from a swarm by diving into a lake. The bees didn't back down. They lingered above the water for hours, determined to carry out their mission. The man was saved only when the bees finally returned to their hive as the sun set. So imagine it. You're underwater, trying to outsmart the bees, and they're patiently hovering above, waiting for you to come up for air. A nightmare, right? And here's another twist to the tale. Those hasty attempts to ward off the bees by swatting at them, that actually triggers their aggression. Bees interpret quick movements as a threat. So remember, stay calm and avoid flailing your arms around. But fear not. We've got some tips to help you navigate the bee emergency. If you do find yourself in a bee's bad books, keep your cool. They might give you a heads up by bumping into you. Don't swat them. It only makes things worse. Slowly retreat from the area. If things escalate, seek shelter in a car or enclosed space, but be cautious, because those determined bees might find a way in. In case you find yourself on the wrong end of a bee's stinger, here's what to do. First, remove the stinger by gently scraping it out. Then, wash the area and use a cold compress to soothe the pain. If you experience more severe symptoms like difficulty breathing or if you're stung multiple times, don't hesitate to seek medical attention. So there you have it, a little insight into the world of bees and their surprising underwater tactics. Remember, knowledge is power, and being informed can help us coexist harmoniously with these remarkable creatures. Subscribe to our channel to stay in the loop and keep learning about the incredible world around us. Until next time, stay curious and stay bee-aware.